The Punnett square is a useful tool that is often used to help predict the likelihood of how specific traits will be passed from the parents to the offspring. The eye color gene in this example is present in two variations called alleles, and each parent contains one of each allele. One of the alleles causes the eyes to be brown and is labeled B with a capital letter to indicate that it is a dominant allele. The other allele for blue eyes is labeled B with a lowercase letter to indicate that it is a recessive allele. The recessive allele is always ignored when the dominant allele is present. Therefore, each of these parents will have brown eyes since they both have at least one dominant allele, the capital letter B, for brown eyes, and their recessive small letter b allele is ignored. 1/4 of the offspring will have two blue-eyed alleles and have blue eyes. The rest will have brown eyes. A Punnett square is used to find the probability of a trait being passed on to the children. Definition: probability is the number of times an event is likely to happen divided by the number of possible outcomes. The probability of throwing a 6 after a single roll of a standard die is 1/6, since there are 6 possible outcomes and only one outcome is the desired result. The probability of two independent events occurring simultaneously is the product of each of their respective probabilities. If two dice are rolled, each is independent of the other, and the probability of rolling two sixes is 1/6 times 1/6, which is equal to 1/36. The probability of either one of two exclusive events is the sum of their individual probabilities. The probability of two sixes or two fives is 1/36 plus 1/36, which is equal to 1/18. The genotype can refer to an organism's entire genetic makeup or the genetic makeup of the alleles for a specific trait. For this example, the genotype for eye color is capital letter B and small letter b to represent brown and blue respectively. The phenotype is the observable characteristics of an organism. It is the expression of the genotype. The phenotypes in this case are brown eyes for the capital letter B allele and blue eyes for the small letter b allele. These parents each have the genotype capital letter B and small letter b, and the phenotype is brown eyes since the capital letter B is dominant over the recessive blue-eyed allele, the small letter b. Looking at the Punnett square at the bottom of the page, each of the father's sperm cells and the mother's egg cells receives one of the alleles they are carrying for the eye color, capital letter B or small letter b. The mother and father each have two genes for variations in eye color called alleles. During the production of the reproductive cells, called gametes, the sperm and eggs, a random allele is placed in each sperm and egg cell. In this example, the father's sperm cells and the mother's egg cells each contains one allele, either a capital letter B for the dominant brown eye color or the small letter b for the recessive blue eye color. The gene pairs in the white shaded area are the results of each possible combination when the parents conceive. As shown, the zygote, which is the first cell resulting after fertilization, can contain the eye color alleles capital letter B, capital letter B, capital letter B, small letter B, small letter b, capital letter B, or small letter b, small letter b. It is common practice to list the dominant allele first. small letter b, capital letter B is usually listed as capital letter B, small letter b. It is important to understand that the 4 gene pairs, alleles, in the shaded area are the possibilities of the children's inherited genes. Each of these gene pairs is equally possible each time these parents have a child. The probability of a child inheriting the capital letter B gene pair is 1/4 or 25%, since this only occurs once out of the 4 possibilities in the table. These children will have brown eyes, will not be carriers of the blue gene. The probability of inheriting the uppercase and lowercase b gene pair is 1/2 or 50%, since this pair occurs 2 out of the 4 possibilities. These children will have brown eyes but be carriers of the blue gene. The probability of inheriting 2 lowercase genes is 1/4 or 25%. This pair occurs once in the table. These children will have blue eyes. The father and mother both have either an allele for brown eyes, capital letter B, or an allele for blue eyes, small letter b, in the sperm and egg cell. To create a Punnett square that can be used to predict the eye color of any children, start with a square like this and enter the eye color allele types, capital letter B or small letter b, that have been carried randomly in the father's sperm cells and the mother's egg cells. In each blank square shaded white, enter the allele listed for the mother, entered in the row heading shaded gray at the immediate left. Then add the allele listed for the father in the column heading shaded gray directly above the white square that just received the allele from the mother. For the first blank square shaded white, the father's sperm and the mother's egg both contain the uppercase B allele. Any child born from this union of sperm and egg cells will carry the 2 uppercase B alleles and have brown eyes. For the second blank square, shaded white, the mother's egg contains the dominant brown, capital B allele, and the father's sperm contains the recessive B allele. Any child born from this union of sperm and egg cells will carry the uppercase and the lowercase b alleles and have brown eyes but be carriers of the lowercase b allele for blue eyes. For the third blank square, shaded white, the mother's egg contains the recessive blue allele, and the father's sperm contains the dominant brown allele. Any child born from this union of sperm and egg cells will carry both the dominant and the recessive alleles and have brown eyes but be carriers of the recessive allele for blue eyes. It should be noted that in gene pairs, the dominant gene is usually listed first in capital letters. Therefore, lowercase b, uppercase b is written as uppercase B, lowercase b in this step. For the fourth blank square, shaded white, the mother's egg contains the recessive B allele for blue eyes, and the father's sperm also contains the recessive B allele for blue eyes. Any child born from this union of sperm and egg cells will carry both recessive alleles and have blue eyes, since there is no dominant brown allele to mask the effect of the blue allele. This concludes the discussion of simple Punnett squares and their construction. More complicated squares can be constructed along the same lines when more than one genotype and the expressed phenotypes are being considered.